Sheen Shot.
Yeah, boy.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Sheen Shots channel. Today, we have my guide for how to get Ghost Parallel. This weapon is one of the best great maces or great hammers in Outward and is extremely fun to use. It inflicts Aetherbomb at a 40% rate, which is extremely fast, and this will literally cause the enemy to explode in a massive purple blast. It is essentially the geps sword effect if you made it do much more damage and have a much larger radius. You need to try out Ghost Parallel, and here is how you can get your hands on it. The Ark of the Exiled is over in Caldera, and it needs to be docked at the underside loading dock. Sleep in a plant tent for full days in order to move the boat around. I did have a weird thing happen where the Ark refused to move even after sleeping 14 full days. Not sure why that happened, but you can leave the region into Enmerker Forest and immediately re-enter into Caldera to fix this. This seems to spawn the Ark in a random location, and then sleeping would once again move the boat around. Enter the underside loading dock and head up the ladder. Pull this lever to activate the elevator, and then pull another lever guarded by a gargoyle. This guarded lever must be pulled or you won't be able to reach Ghost Parallel. Now, head up the elevator on this floor and pull another lever. It is hidden behind some bookcases on the top floor. That's all you need to do here, as the area with our weapon can only be accessed at a different docking station. Also be aware that the name for this weapon is technically the depowered Bludgeon, and it will need to be upgraded into Ghost Parallel. Now that both levers have been pulled, we should be able to access the weapon. Sleep in a plant tent until the Ark is docked above a lava pit. This is the only location where the top section of the Ark is docked and open to use. This is the closest docking station to New Sirocco and is also near the unusual knuckles if you're familiar with that item. Head inside the Ark here and be very careful. 3 active gargoyles can be found in this small room. One of them is unique and has some powerful abilities that I imagine are challenging to deal with. Luckily, you can just bait the 2 gargoyles on the other side of the bridge to move them away from where we need to be. Get them out of the way any way you want to, and then this jail cell-like room has the depowered Bludgeon leaning on a bell. Grab it and get the heck out of there. The depowered Bludgeon is probably the most guarded weapon in Outward. There are others that can be challenging to get, yes, but 3 gargoyles is a pretty difficult obstacle to overcome if you don't just run through them. Now that we have this extremely fast great hammer, we need to combine it with ectoplasm and a digested mana stone in our inventory to unlock its full potential. This step means that Ghost Parallel is unfortunately a very endgame weapon. You need to have your faction quest done so you can start building New Sirocco, then you can turn in mole pig samples and maybe get these materials. They can also drop from Scarlet Emissaries, but I treat those things like bosses and try to avoid them as much as possible. The drop rate's also very, very low. So it would be a good idea to grab this weapon on an older character and legacy chest it for a new build if you're interested in using it. Ghost Parallel is a really good weapon. It makes you negative 15% resistant to physical damage, which isn't great, but that small amount is not too bad to overcome. It also inflicts Aetherbomb at a 40% buildup while doing physical and ethereal damage upon impact. Plus, it's the fastest great hammer or great mace in the game with a 1.2 attack speed. You can do all sorts of fun things with this beautiful instrument, and it can knock down enemies very quickly. I had to test it in Caldera, actually, just because nothing else even stood a chance. Another fun thing about Ghost Parallel is that it acts just like a tuning fork. This is an instrument that you hit against a hard surface to create vibrations. These vibrations make a sound that is very recognizable. This great mace actually has a tuning fork sound every time you hit the enemy. It is absolutely hilarious, and I will show some footage here in a bit so you can see for yourself. I highly recommend grabbing this weapon if you get a chance, as its abilities are very cool, and you could make an amazing build with Mana Wall armor and Ghost Parallel. I'm going to leave some footage of combat here just so you can get a feel for it, but thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you found this video helpful.